Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not touch that back button. I mean this warning with my entire soul. This is not the algorithm playing a random trick on your feed today. Heaven forcefully routed this exact frequency to your screen today because a window of extreme danger is officially opening right now. Someone is planning terrible harm against you. Anchor yourself to this message right now. A malicious plot has been officially finalized in the unseen realm, and it carries your specific name. You did not arrive here by accident. You have been feeling this heavy shift for weeks now, and your pure intuition has been screaming that something is incredibly wrong in your life. You look around, and everything seems normal on the surface, but your spirit is highly agitated and constantly on edge. Your inner frequency is picking up the silent threats around you. I am here to tell you that your gut feeling is absolutely correct. Someone who smiled in your face is operating in the shadows. They secretly wish for your total downfall, and they are using their hidden jealousy to drain your pure energy before your blessing arrives. Let us talk about what happens to you in the middle of the night. I know you wake up abruptly at exactly 3 in the morning. Your heart is racing wildly in the dark. A strange pressure sits in the center of your chest. You stare at the ceiling and wonder if your mind is breaking, while silent tears quietly fall down your tired face. You sit there completely alone in the silence. Listen to me very carefully right now. Your sudden exhaustion is never just a physical symptom. It is a profound spiritual symptom. Your physical body is fiercely reacting to a heavy spiritual attack, and this unseen battle is happening just outside of your earthly vision today. That sudden awakening is not a coincidence. It is actually your divine radar sounding a loud alarm to protect your life. Your nervous system is downloading a massive frequency upgrade in the quiet night. Heaven is forcefully waking you up to warn you about the hidden traps. The enemy wants you to believe you are just stuck in endless survival mode. They desperately want you to be exhausted, so you cannot fight back when their wicked plan finally goes into motion. But heaven has a completely different strategy. You are a bleeding empath who has given so much of yourself. You have spent your entire life being the strong one for everyone else. You constantly absorb the heavy pain of the room. You carry heavy burdens that do not belong to you. And this is exactly why the darkness targeted your pure heart, because they are using your endless compassion as a weapon to drain your divine inheritance. They are trying to leave you completely empty. Do not let them convince you that this is just bad luck. There is no such thing as a coincidence in your divine journey, and every single obstacle blocking your money was intentionally planted by the enemy. The people plotting your downfall are currently watching you with bitter envy. They secretly hope you will finally collapse under the heavy weight, but they do not realize the massive power you hold inside your spirit, and they are completely unaware of the angelic protection surrounding you. A massive divine interception has just occurred to shield your path, and the highest courts of heaven have issued a direct order regarding your life. The angels have been deployed to surround your aura with a blinding wall of fire. Heaven desperately needs your active participation right now. You cannot afford to stay passive anymore. You must establish your protective frequency today, because the enemy is preparing to launch their final strike against your peace. Take one slow and deep breath right now. Feel the heavy tension slowly leaving your tight shoulders. Notice how the atmosphere in your room is already beginning to shift. You are no longer standing alone in this fierce spiritual battle. The heavy chains that have been holding you back are finally starting to break. Your eyes must remain entirely open to the spiritual reality around you, and you must trust the divine intuition that heaven gave you. They set a deadly snare right in the tall grass before your finish line. They know a massive blessing is coming. My beloved child, I see the quiet tears you desperately try to hide, and I know you try so hard to conceal your deep pain, so your family will not worry. You have spent your entire life being the strong pillar for everyone. And whenever a sudden crisis hits, they always run to you for comfort while you quietly swallow your fears. You freely give them everything you have. You fix their broken pieces with your own pure energy. When the violent storm finally hits your own life, the room becomes entirely empty. You desperately look around for a single hand to hold. You search for someone to just listen to your tired voice. But the exact people you saved are suddenly too busy to even notice your silent suffering, and they gladly took your warm light before completely abandoning you in your dark hour. They never cared about your soul. You sit on the cold floor of your bedroom and wonder what you did wrong, constantly asking if you are simply not good enough to be truly loved by anyone. You replay every single conversation in your tired head, and you desperately try to find the exact moment where you failed them, hoping to fix the broken bond before it shatters. But listen to me right now. You did absolutely nothing wrong. Your heart is incredibly pure. The heavy pain you feel in your chest is the true cost of being a cycle breaker. You carry the deep generational trauma of your entire family bloodline. You accepted this massive burden before you even arrived on this earth. And because your divine light is so blinding, broken people are naturally drawn to your warmth, like helpless moths to a sudden flame. They consume your vital energy because they have none. You are a bleeding empath who cannot simply ignore a desperate cry for help. You forgive selfish people who never even bothered to offer you a simple apology. You pour your endless grace into bottomless pits every single day. And this constant output of divine energy has left your physical body completely drained, while your spiritual reservoir is running on empty today. You are barely surviving on fumes right now. I was there in the quiet room when you fell to your knees yesterday. I saw how your heavy shoulders shook as you begged heaven for a small break. You asked me why everything has to be so incredibly hard for you. You watch selfish people get everything they want with zero effort, and it breaks your heart to see them prosper while you constantly suffer. You always try to do the right thing. It feels profoundly unfair. Do not let the dark enemy weaponize your current exhaustion against you. They want you to close your tender heart and become bitter like the rest of the world. They desperately hope your deep disappointment will finally extinguish your radiant light. But I will never let that happen to my precious child, because your gentle and forgiving nature is actually your greatest divine weapon. Your compassion is heavily guarded. The watchful universe sees every single sacrifice you made in absolute secret, and heaven keeps a flawless record of every time you chose kindness over bitter revenge. The people who took advantage of your bleeding heart thought they escaped. They walked away smiling while you were left bleeding on the ground. But the spiritual realm operates on absolute justice. Their earthly victory is a temporary illusion. Every ounce of pure energy they stole from you is being calculated right now, because the divine courts are actively reviewing the massive imbalance in your earthly relationships. Tap the like button right now as a physical act of agreement with this protective frequency. You feel completely depleted today. You gave away the precious harvest that was originally meant for your own peace, but heaven is preparing a supernatural restoration. You do not need to explain your heavy heart to me anymore. I already understand the silent battles you quietly fight behind closed doors. Lay down your heavy armor for just a brief moment. Let my calm voice be the gentle embrace you have been desperately waiting for. But before I reveal the exact face of your hidden enemy, I must first address the heavy silence that is currently breaking your tired spirit. Now, my beloved child, let us talk about the crushing silence. You pray with absolute desperation every single day. You cry out for a tiny sign, and heaven seems completely empty in response to your pleas, leaving you feeling invisible while the rest of the world effortlessly moves forward. You think you are being punished. You think I have completely abandoned you in the dark. But you must listen to me very carefully right now. This is a profound spiritual illusion. The universe does not operate on normal human timelines, and my divine silence is never an act of angry punishment against a chosen one. It is actually the highest form of active protection. While you are anxiously waiting on the surface, a massive rescue operation is happening underground. Think of a magnificent tree entering the cold winter. The leaves completely fall off, the branches look dead and entirely barren. The world assumes the noble tree is dying in the bitter cold, but beneath the freezing soil, the roots are aggressively pushing deeper into the dark earth. The tree is not dying at all. It is building a massive anchor to survive the coming storms. The enemy has secretly designed a violent storm to destroy you. They plotted a heavy hurricane to rip away your upcoming blessings. If heaven answered your prayers too early, your spiritual roots would remain incredibly shallow, and your fragile foundation would instantly collapse under the heavy pressure. I could not let them uproot your precious life today. My quiet delay entirely saved you. Take a deep breath and clear your mind right now. I need you to completely shift your perspective. Do not look at your current delay as a bitter failure. The long waiting season is a divine construction site because heaven is carefully digging a massive foundation to hold the wealth transfer coming to your family. A small blessing requires a shallow hole, but your destiny is incredibly heavy. You asked for a total breaking of the family curse. You prayed for a complete transformation of your bloodline. A miracle of this magnitude requires absolute structural integrity, and if I handed you the heavy crown today, the massive weight would instantly crush your fragile neck. The silence is my divine training ground. I am preparing your earthly vessel to carry a spectacular manifestation. You look at the wicked people prospering quickly. You see the narcissists getting exactly what they want with zero waiting. It makes you incredibly angry. But their sudden success is built entirely on cheap sand, and they have no spiritual depth to sustain their stolen empires. Their fast rewards are nothing but temporary illusions. When the wind finally blows, their shallow empires will fall. Your path is vastly different because you belong to the light. The enemy wants you to panic in the dark silence. They desperately want you to abandon your post before the roots take hold. They whisper toxic lies into your mind every single night, telling you that heaven is deaf and your faith is useless. But their frantic lies only prove how terrified they are of your massive spiritual growth. Pay close attention to this spiritual reality. Do not mistake my divine process for cruel abandonment. The silence you hate is the very thing saving your life today, because your spiritual roots are finally hitting the deep waters of true abundance. The enemy is watching your quiet strength with absolute horror. They realize their heavy storm will barely move your branches when it finally arrives. You have done the hard inner work in the dark. Your foundation is perfectly solid now. The winter season of your soul is rapidly coming to an end. But wait, do not let your guard down just yet. There is another painful layer to this profound isolation, because the silence of heaven is one thing, but the sudden silence of your old friends is another. Let me explain the empty chairs at your table. Take one slow and deep breath right now, because heaven is about to completely shift your perspective. I know you are staring at your phone, wondering why it never rings anymore. The sudden isolation is incredibly heavy. The people you loved so fiercely have simply vanished from your life, leaving you in a quiet room with nothing but your anxious thoughts. You feel completely rejected today. You desperately replay the past to find your massive mistake. You wonder if your raw honesty finally pushed them all away. You think your heavy depression made you too difficult to love. But stop blaming your beautiful soul right now. Your current isolation has absolutely nothing to do with your flaws and everything to do with the massive energetic shift happening around your aura. This sudden loneliness is not a social failure. It is a strict divine quarantine. Heaven has officially issued an emergency lockdown order over your life. The people who quietly walked away did not reject you. They were forcefully removed by the angels guarding your path because their toxic frequency was heavily contaminating your pure light. I had to abruptly cut the hidden cords today. You do not see what happens in the unseen realm. While you were unconditionally loving them, they were silently plotting your demise. The enemy placed energetic parasites around you, disguised as loyal friends, and they secretly drained your bright light to fuel their own selfish agendas. They always took from your bleeding heart, but they never actually intended to pour anything back into your cup. If I let them stay, they would have stolen the massive blessing that is coming. They would have gladly consumed the generational wealth meant for your family, while offering you absolutely nothing but empty promises in return. The heavy crown coming to your head requires absolute purity in your inner circle. Heaven could not risk your destiny for the sake of your temporary comfort. You are crying over closed doors that were actually heavy traps. You are mourning the loss of relationships that were slowly killing your spirit. It is time to wipe those bitter tears away. The people who abandoned you during your darkest storm do not deserve a seat at your table when the glorious sun finally shines. Their sudden departure is a massive victory, not a tragic defeat. Listen closely to this profound truth. A quiet master of reality never begs a parasite to stay. You must understand that your pure energy is a highly rare currency, and the universe will no longer allow you to spend it on ungrateful thieves. The sudden quietness in your life is the sound of absolute safety. The spiritual walls have been built high to keep the dangerous predators entirely locked out. The enemy is absolutely furious right now. Their carefully placed spies have been permanently evicted from your sacred space, and their direct access to your vital energy has been permanently revoked. They are starving in the dark without your brilliant light to feed on. This divine quarantine is starving the hidden narcissists who used to manipulate your gentle soul. Do not try to reopen a door that heaven forcefully slammed shut. Let them go. Let the silence heal your tired nervous system. You are currently resting in a heavily fortified spiritual fortress, and the angels are carefully sweeping your sacred space for any remaining hidden threats. Your absolute safety is my highest priority right now. You are finally safe from their toxic influence. The divine isolation has successfully broken their heavy chains over your mind. But there is a deadly snare still hiding right in the tall grass. It is not an external enemy this time. Before the massive wealth transfer can physically manifest, we must immediately address the heavy poison you are secretly drinking. We must talk about your profound guilt. Before we go any deeper into this revelation, I need you to pause right here. Take your hand and gently place it over your heavy heart today. Feel the steady beat deep inside your tired and aching chest. That is the rhythm of a truly brave and magnificent survivor. But beneath that brave rhythm, I can clearly feel the heavy poison you are secretly carrying. The external enemies are entirely gone from your daily life, but they left behind a massive bomb of toxic guilt. You are absolutely furious with your own soul today. You look back at the years you wasted on selfish people. You strongly hate yourself for believing the sweet lies of the hidden narcissists. You wonder how someone so intuitive could be completely blinded by an obvious trap, and every night you quietly punish your own soul for ignoring the warning signs. You constantly call yourself an incredibly foolish person. Please listen to my voice very carefully right now. You must immediately stop this vicious self-condemnation. You are violently attacking the exact beautiful trait that makes you a chosen one. You did not fall for their toxic lies because you were weak. You fell for them because your heart is profoundly pure, and you desperately wanted to see the hidden light in people who were completely consumed by the dark. A bleeding empath naturally assumes that everyone else shares their divine compassion. You freely handed them your precious trust because that is the default setting of a gentle soul. The narcissists did not trick you with brilliant intelligence. They simply weaponized your boundless grace against your own life. They held a dark mirror to your bright light, and you completely fell in love with your own pure reflection. Do not let the enemy convince you to hate your soft heart. If you harden your beautiful spirit now, the darkness officially wins the silent war. Heaven heavily relies on your endless compassion to heal this broken world. Your ability to love unconditionally is a magnificent weapon of light, and the fact that they viciously abused it is entirely their karmic debt. It was never your shameful failure or your bitter mistake. Hit subscribe right now to establish a divine energy receiving station around your aura. By joining this sacred frequency today, you are making a powerful physical declaration. You are officially refusing to carry the toxic shame of the people who profoundly hurt you. Their dark manipulation is not your heavy burden to bear anymore, and you are finally dropping the heavy stones of past mistakes right now. I am permanently erasing the false narrative of your bitter failure. Every single time you were deeply betrayed, heaven was actively gathering massive evidence for the final verdict. You were not a naive victim being hopelessly destroyed in the dark. You were a brave undercover agent exposing the hidden darkness in your bloodline, and your painful mistakes were the required training to become a cycle breaker. The deep scars on your gentle soul are not ugly marks of foolishness. They are the glorious battle wounds of a brave frontline warrior. You survived a heavy psychological war that would have completely shattered a normal human mind. And because you survived without losing your pure capacity to love, your spiritual authority has been heavily upgraded today. You are an incredibly powerful master of reality. You must entirely forgive your tired past self right now. You did the absolute best you could with the limited tools you had in the dark. You fought bravely in a heavy storm without a working compass. Wrap your arms around your inner child and declare that the war is officially over, because the painful lessons have been fully integrated into your divine blueprint. The heavy guilt is permanently thrown into the deep ocean. You are completely clean and absolutely worthy of the coming blessing. You have officially passed the heavy test of profound forgiveness. The internal sabotage in your mind is entirely broken today. But now we must pull back the heavy curtain on the unseen battlefield, and I will show you exactly what is happening to the people who tried to destroy your gentle soul. Let me expose their dark reality to you right now. I want you to pause and look at your life through the eyes of heaven right now. Do not look through the heavy fog of your temporary anxiety. The massive puzzle pieces are finally coming together. The long winter of your soul has quietly passed, and the heavy chains of guilt have been completely broken. The internal battlefield is completely silent today. But the enemy camp is currently in absolute chaos. It is time for the delayed revelation I promised you at the very beginning. I am going to expose exactly who was pulling the dark strings behind your sudden pain. The heavy resistance you faced in your finances and relationships was not an accident. It was a carefully orchestrated plot. The masterminds behind your heavy struggle were the hidden narcissists from your past and the toxic friends who smiled brightly while quietly stealing your vital energy. They thought their dark manipulation was completely flawless. They operated in the hidden shadows with absolute arrogance. They genuinely believed that heaven was entirely blind to their wicked actions against a chosen one. They watched you struggle and secretly laughed at your quiet pain. They desperately hoped that the heavy pressure would finally cause your pure light to violently shatter into a million pieces, but they made one fatal miscalculation. They completely underestimated the heavy angelic protection that permanently surrounds a bleeding empath. They did not realize that every single tear you cried in the dark was being carefully collected as undeniable evidence in the divine courts. And while they were busy digging a deep pit for your life, they completely failed to notice the massive storm gathering directly above their own heads. They are currently watching your steady rise in absolute panic. The heavy, energetic supply they used to violently drain from you has been permanently cut off. They are entirely starving in the dark right now. The fake reality they built using your stolen light is rapidly crumbling down around them today. The doors that magically opened for them are now violently slamming shut, and the false friends they gathered are slowly turning their backs. You thought they got away with their massive cruelty. You thought the universe completely ignored their toxic abuse. But the spiritual realm has officially flipped the heavy script. The narcissistic abusers who tried to completely bury you are currently terrified because they can clearly sense the heavy shift in the divine atmosphere today. They know their temporary season of false prosperity has officially expired. Their wicked minds are highly agitated and completely unable to find rest. They wake up at exactly 3 in the morning with a heavy dread pressing on their chests, finally experiencing the exact same terror they inflicted upon your gentle soul. But unlike you, they have absolutely no divine radar to guide them through the heavy darkness. They are completely alone in the violent storm they created with their own hands. The powerful angels have officially removed the protective veil from their eyes. They are finally seeing the massive spiritual consequence of harming a royal heir. Every vicious lie they told about you is suddenly unraveling in the broad daylight. The people they heavily manipulated against you are beginning to see their true colors, and their toxic reputation is rapidly collapsing under the heavy weight of absolute truth. You do not need to lift a single finger against them. The fierce battle has already been fought and completely won in the unseen realm today. The heavy darkness they sent to destroy your life has been forcefully returned to its original sender, multiplied by the flawless law of divine justice. But listen very carefully to my warning. You must know exactly how to handle this massive victory. The universe requires a highly specific posture from you right now. If you react with the wrong frequency, you will completely block the incoming blessing. The boomerang of justice is currently flying through the heavy air. You must step back immediately. I am going to tell you exactly how to secure your divine inheritance without losing your pure peace. Now, my precious child, let us talk about the ultimate weapon of a true chosen one. The natural human instinct always screams for bitter revenge. Your tired mind desperately wants to confront the people who caused you immense pain. You deeply desire to expose their dark secrets to the entire world, and you want to loudly scream the absolute truth until they admit their heavy guilt. But you must completely stop right now. If you step onto their toxic battlefield today, you will instantly lose your massive advantage. A quiet master of reality never fights a frantic parasite in the muddy dirt. The universe is actively fighting this fierce battle for your peace. You must establish your quiet authority right now. True spiritual power is not found in loud arguments or desperate explanations. It is found in absolute silence. Your profound silence is actually a blinding wall of fire. When a hidden narcissist violently attacks you, they secretly expect a highly dramatic reaction to feed their dark ego. They desperately need your chaotic energy to validate their twisted existence. But when you simply close the heavy door and remain entirely silent, their toxic weapon completely backfires. Your pure indifference is their ultimate punishment. Listen closely to this vital spiritual law today. The universe has officially activated the powerful boomerang of divine justice. The heavy trap they carefully dug for your pure soul has become the exact pit they are falling into right now. Every single curse they secretly whispered against your bright future has been forcefully reversed, and the heavy darkness is returning to their own doorstep with multiplied speed. You must remain completely still right now. If you try to manually interfere with their heavy consequence, you will physically block the divine boomerang from hitting its true target. You must entirely release your desperate need to witness their sudden downfall. The powerful angels are carefully handling the heavy execution of this final judgment, and heaven absolutely does not require your physical assistance to restore balance. Your only assignment right now is to aggressively protect your inner peace. Let them frantically scramble in the dark while you rest securely in the bright light. Let them desperately try to fix their crumbling reality while you slowly breathe in absolute safety. You have officially graduated from the heavy school of unnecessary conflict. The bleeding empath is officially retired today, and the cycle breaker is sitting on the throne. You are watching a miraculous rescue operation unfold in real time. The divine quarantine has completely isolated their toxic influence from your energetic field forever. The heavy emotional blackmail they use to control your mind is entirely broken today. They have absolutely no power over your pure emotions anymore, and they are completely terrified of the magnificent light you are constantly radiating right now. You have successfully done the incredibly hard inner work. You survived the brutal winter without completely losing your gentle soul. The massive root system is fully established deep beneath the freezing soil today. The heavy storms of their petty jealousy cannot even shake your lowest branches anymore. You are firmly anchored to a heavily protected frequency that absolutely no human hand can ever disrupt. Take one deep and slow breath right now. Feel the massive weight of their toxic opinions completely leaving your tight chest forever. You are no longer responsible for healing the selfish people who secretly broke your heavy heart. Your divine mandate to save everyone else has officially expired today. It is finally time to gather the magnificent harvest that you have been patiently waiting for. Do not look away from this message now. The heavy spiritual warfare is officially over, and the victorious outcome has been permanently recorded in the highest courts of heaven. A massive shift is about to physically manifest in your current reality, and the delayed compensation for your quiet suffering is currently arriving. Prepare your tired hands right now. Let me reveal the exact nature of your massive reward. Listen to me with your entire soul right now. The heavy clouds of your painful isolation are violently breaking apart. The fierce winter season that almost completely destroyed your hope is officially over. I am declaring the immediate end of your silent suffering today. The heavy spiritual warfare in the unseen realm has concluded with a massive victory, and the enemy forces have surrendered their stolen ground. A supernatural decree is echoing through the highest courts of heaven right now. A profound karmic retribution has heavily crashed down upon the toxic people who betrayed you. The heavy boomerang of justice has perfectly struck its hidden target in the dark. Their false empires are completely shattered today, while your pure foundation remains incredibly solid despite the brutal storm they created. You are completely vindicated today, but the universe is not simply stopping at their absolute defeat. Heaven is not just clearing the heavy obstacles from your current path. The angels are officially initiating a massive restoration of your stolen light. A spectacular generational wealth transfer has just been formally signed, and your exact name is written in blazing fire on the divine ledger today. This is not a small or temporary blessing. The divine compensation for your quiet tears is arriving like a massive tidal wave. The heavy financial delays that suffocated your tired family for decades are permanently broken right now. The doors that violently slammed in your face are swinging wide open, and the financial miracles that you thought were completely impossible are currently descending into your physical reality. The massive abundance you prayed for is no longer a distant dream. It is a rapidly approaching physical reality today. You are about to witness a sudden and massive multiplication of your earthly resources. Debts that heavily burdened your tight chest are going to be supernaturally erased, while the massive opportunities that the narcissists fiercely tried to hide from you are completely unblocked today. You are the ultimate cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. You silently absorbed the heavy generational trauma for your beautiful children. Because you bravely stood firm in the freezing dark, you have officially earned the heavy right to distribute the massive sunlight. You are about to become a powerful conduit of massive financial abundance for your family. You must deeply absorb this glorious reality right now. You are not a broken survivor, heavily limping across the finish line today. You are a royal heir, proudly stepping into a magnificent inheritance. The quiet master of reality is finally taking their rightful seat at the heavy table of abundance. The universe has officially approved the total release of your massive earthly compensation. The heavy universe operates on the flawless law of divine exchange. You faithfully gave your warm love when you received absolutely nothing in return, and you quietly poured your pure light into bottomless pits of despair while your own soul was starving. Now the spiritual scales are violently tipping in your absolute favor. Every single act of unselfish kindness you performed is currently returning to you, multiplied 1,000 times over. Do not try to figure out exactly how this wealth will physically arrive. The logical mind will only block the heavy flow of this miraculous provision. The powerful angels have already arranged the hidden details behind the scenes. You simply need to open your tired hands and completely surrender to the blessing, trusting that the universe knows exactly what your family desperately needs today. Feel the sudden rush of pure dopamine flooding your tired brain right now. Your heavy heart is beating wildly with absolute joy, because your pure intuition knows that this spectacular promise is entirely true. The long and bitter waiting is permanently finished. The heavy season of weeping in the dark has violently ended, and the glorious morning of your complete restoration has officially arrived. But wait, do not let your guard down just yet. There is a deadly snare hiding right in the tall grass before your finish line today. The enemy forces are absolutely terrified of the magnificent inheritance you are about to receive. They know they cannot physically stop the massive wealth transfer from arriving, so they are frantically deploying a fatal illusion to make you forfeit your blessing at the very last second. They are trying to distract your pure focus right now. They know your gentle heart is your biggest weakness, and they are using their dark magic to send fake signals into your current reality. Watch very closely in the next few days. A toxic person from your painful past might suddenly send you an apologetic message, or a completely fake financial opportunity might violently crash into your quiet life. This is a dangerous trick. It is a desperate counterfeit designed to drag you back into the heavy drama. If you entertain their toxic illusion today, you will instantly break your protective frequency. You will literally block the massive wealth transfer from reaching your tired hands, because heaven requires absolute spiritual focus to deliver a miracle of this magnitude. You cannot look back at the dark shadows now. You must completely ignore their desperate attempts to contact you. You must firmly close the heavy door on any sudden distraction. Your spiritual blind spots are currently vulnerable, and you desperately need to build an unbreakable shield around your incoming blessing. Heaven requires a physical signature from you right now to completely lock this divine reality. You cannot afford to stay silent today. Listen to me with absolute urgency. You must establish a blinding wall of fire against your hidden enemies right now. Type the angelic number 777 in the comments below immediately. Do not hesitate for a single second. This specific action is your permanent energetic seal. Let that powerful number act as a heavy padlock on the door against the dark enemy. It permanently locks the shield around your aura. Type 777 right now as a physical act of agreement with your new timeline. Do not let the enemy convince you to stay passive today. When you type that sacred code, you are loudly declaring to the unseen realm that you are officially ready to receive the massive wealth. You are actively shutting down their toxic illusions forever, leaving them completely powerless outside your fortified spiritual walls. But heaven is asking for one more crucial step today. The universe operates on the flawless law of the harvest. If you desperately want to activate the massive multiplication of your financial blessings, you must plant a powerful seed in the pure light. Sow a massive financial seed today via super thanks as your spiritual signature. This energetic exchange is the absolute key to unlocking the heavy floodgates. Just 3 days ago, a weary cycle breaker stepped out in radical faith and sowed a seed into this protected ministry. Within 48 hours, a completely unexpected bank transfer instantly cleared all her heavy debts. That exact same angelic protocol of multiplication is heavily hovering over your life right now. Heaven is eagerly looking for your profound trust today. Sow your financial seed right now to permanently seal this reality. This is not a worldly transaction. It is a divine provision and a heavy anchor for your generational wealth transfer. When you sow a seed today, you are violently breaking the heavy curse of poverty over your bloodline forever. You are actively partnering with heaven to completely destroy the hidden financial traps set by the dark enemy. Do not let fear stop you from claiming your birthright today. The angels are heavily guarding this specific moment, and your resources are deeply protected by the highest courts of heaven. Make your physical move right now to activate the profound miracle. The heavy storm is finally passing, and the blinding light is breaking through the dark clouds. Let me gently lead you into the absolute peace you deserve. Now, my precious child, it is finally time to breathe. Take one incredibly slow and deep breath right now. Feel the massive weight of the world completely sliding off your tired shoulders today. The fierce spiritual battle is entirely over, and your glorious victory has been permanently sealed in the highest courts of heaven. You are completely safe now. The dark enemy cannot reach you in this heavily protected space. You have fiercely fought the brutal shadows for so long. You constantly carried the heavy pain of your entire bloodline on your fragile back. You always protected the people who secretly tried to destroy your beautiful light, quietly absorbing their toxic poison so they could comfortably survive. But your divine mandate to constantly save the broken world is officially finished today. It is time to gently lay down your heavy weapons. The bleeding empath is finally allowed to rest completely. The brave cycle breaker has successfully shattered the heavy generational curse forever. You are stepping into your magnificent new identity as a quiet master of reality. A true master does not need to constantly fight to prove their immense worth, because your profound silence is your ultimate spiritual authority today. The heavy winter has completely passed. The massive wealth transfer is securely locked into your new timeline. The angels are actively guarding your divine inheritance while you peacefully sleep tonight. You do not need to constantly worry about their dark plots anymore, because the heavy boomerang of divine justice is efficiently handling the hidden narcissists in the dark. You are entirely exempt from their sudden chaos. Close your tired eyes right now and feel the gentle warmth of my divine embrace. You are unconditionally loved and fiercely protected by the highest powers in the universe. Your pure heart is heavily guarded against any future manipulation. You are finally surrounded by a blinding wall of light that absolutely no toxic energy can ever penetrate. Your profound peace remains entirely undisturbed from this day forward. You have beautifully survived the most difficult chapter of your entire life, and the glorious morning of your complete restoration is quietly rising on the horizon today. But before you gently drift into a deep and healing sleep, I have one final request for your gentle soul. Look outside your protected fortress for just a brief moment. There is a magnificent light within you that desperately needs to be shared. Outside this heavily guarded space, there is a gentle soul sitting alone in the dark. They are violently crying the exact same tears you cried yesterday. They are desperately begging heaven for a single sign of hope, while they are entirely exhausted and on the verge of completely giving up. You are not just a brave survivor today. You are a powerful beacon of brilliant light for the lost ones wandering in the heavy storm. Share this vital message to become a prophetic voice that saves a bleeding soul out there in the darkness. Hit the share button right now and send this profound frequency to them immediately. Become heaven's gentle instrument to throw a massive lifeline to someone who desperately needs to hear this truth. Your simple action could completely change the entire trajectory of their broken life tonight. The universe relies on your pure heart. Thank you for trusting my quiet voice today, my beautiful chosen one. You are a magnificent warrior of light. Release every single worry into my capable hands right now, and let your heavy mind find absolute stillness in my divine presence. Rest securely tonight, knowing your beautiful future is heavily anchored in perfect abundance. The dawn is finally here. Your spectacular reality has officially begun. Sleep in absolute peace, my beloved child. The entire universe is resting securely in the palms of your hands today. You are infinitely protected by the highest angelic forces of light. Let the heavy silence completely heal your beautiful spirit, while the quiet victory remains permanently yours to keep. Good night, my precious master of reality.